So guys, the first thing I'll be talking about in this video is the processor. Now, very importantly, you know that the processor is the most important hardware component of any computer device. Your phone is a portable computer, so the processor is very important, but at times the processor must not be high. Why do I say so? It depends on the requirements of your device, requirements of your Android phone or your iOS phone or whatever phone you are going for. Now, you may want to buy a phone that you'll be using for capturing pictures, taking pictures, audio recording, video recording. I don't actually think that going for a phone with high-end processor is really the best thing. Though it's still okay, but I think you can go with a mid-range processor. It can carry you through. But if you want to get a phone, your requirements, as in what you want to use that phone actually for, is for multitasking activities, for video games, all these high video games, PUBG, Call of Duty, and the rest of them. I don't really suggest you going for a mid-range processor phone because your game or your app or your phone will end up being laggy or freezing at some point because it's not actually carrying what you are giving to it. You know, the next thing I want to talk about, yeah, I'll be talking about your internal memory and the RAM. Now, for me to say, from my own aspect, I don't think going for a phone with less than 3 gigabytes of RAM at this point from now is really a good idea, especially if you want to enjoy speed at its medium, at least not at its highest pitch, but at its medium. Now, you want your Android phone to handle applications, multitasking like a boss. You want your phone to open applications with just a touch and with the speed of light, and you are going for a phone with 2 gigs of RAM or 1 gig of RAM. I don't really think that's a good idea. Yeah, I don't think so because applications now has been optimized. They are built now to take a lot of those resources and run at their best. And if your phone is not built up enough to handle them, you know what's up. So I'll suggest you go for phones with higher than 3 gigs of RAM. Now, I was saying something about your phone handling multitasking like a boss, your phone handling games. Maybe you want to add game into the list with the processor I talked about earlier as my first point. Now, I think you should go for devices from 4 gigs of RAM, 6 gigs of RAM, 8 gigs of RAM. Remember, all 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 of them are still pointing at your cost, how much money you can spend. So don't go for what your hand cannot reach. Okay, let's go over. I'll be talking about is my most important, and that is what? Guess what? That's the camera. So now the camera is my favorite part of every phone I use. Well, actually, because as a YouTuber, I'll always use my mobile camera to capture one thing or the other, to take pictures, vlogging, and the rest of them. And if you are someone like me who would like to take pictures, you won't actually want to go for a phone with a very low camera. Now, at times, to be sincere, megapixels in some camera phones don't actually count because I've seen phones with megapixels as high as 48 megapixels. You can compare their camera with phones with 20 megapixels, 25 megapixels. Yeah, we know of a lot of them. I know of a lot of them. I won't mention them here actually, but go for phones that have good camera if that is what you require your phone for. That is one of the most important things to look at in the year 2020 and above before buying a phone. Don't forget, a phone with a good camera. The megapixel don't actually count. I will advise you to make researches on the best camera, and if you want to know about the best camera softwares, I'll drop some details about that in the description below. So don't forget to go there. About the software of your phone. Now the software. Now we all know that Google just rolled out the latest version. That's not the latest actually, because I heard they are working on releasing Android 11 soon. I heard the beta version is out. But Google just released Android 10 this year, sometime earlier this year or late last year. And if the phone you are planning to buy is running on Android 10, that is very good. The phone I'm actually making this video with is running on Android 10. I may drop the details in the description below. I may not. Okay, so the software of your phone is actually very important. If your phone you want to buy is at least running Android version 9, it's still okay. It's still okay. I don't actually support you going for any phone that has less than those previous softwares. Version Android version 9, thank you, Android version 9 Pi. So I don't actually support you going for anything less than those are actually those softwares, because they are, as in, they have been made to be equipped with new features that you won't find on version 8.1, Oreo 8, and the rest of them downwards. So that's for software. Let's go to the next point. I also forgot to talk about iOS. iOS as well have their latest version when it comes to iOS. I'm not an iOS user. I don't know much about iOS, but I know that going for an iOS device, a lot of updates comes along with the device you want to go for. Their devices, they do well to release updates more than a lot of Android companies and Android devices. That's one thing I know iOS do well. That's one thing I know they handle well. So if you are going for an iOS device, maybe you can go for the latest ones. The latest ones, let's say from iPhone 7, from iPhone 7 upwards. iPhone 6 is okay, iPhone 5 is okay, but iPhone 7 upwards I think is okay, because they release more updates, I think, more than the more later devices they released. Okay, let's go to the next point. Sorry I missed this. But I want to talk about is something that we all should as well be longing for. That is the type of network the device you want to go for supports. Now, if you look at the way things are, 5G will soon be made rampant, to soon be everywhere, and everybody will be able to use 5G network once your phone is 5G enabled. Now, I won't advise you to go for a phone that is 3G. When you are going for a phone, make sure the phone has at least 4G, because the higher the network is, the faster your internet browsing is gonna be. I don't think using a 3G device to browse can be compared to using a 4G device. It's two different things altogether. So I will advise you to go for a phone that is 4G enabled, and as well go for a phone that has, now this is for my foreign friends, for my foreign family, those of you who are not from countries that support the device you actually want to buy, especially the same types you want to buy. I will actually advise you to make your research, ensure that the device you want to buy supports the SIM card you want to put in it before making your purchase, so that you won't regret buying such a device. In some countries, there are some SIM cards that some phones may not be able to work with. They are not globally, some phones, some devices are not globally unlocked, while some are. So please be very careful not to go for those ones that are not unlocked and end up regretting. Okay, let's go to the subscribed. I don't know what you're waiting for. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you have subscribed. Don't also forget to like this video. Now let's move over to the next point, which is the battery. Now the battery of your phone is very important. because with the battery you can use your phone as long as you want. At times, you may be far from home where you have electricity 24/7, where you have electricity from morning to night, and you know what that means. At times, some of us will be like, yeah, I have my power bank and the rest of them, but having your power bank should not make you go for a phone with a little battery, especially looking at the condition. Like, I know that the place I'm from, we don't have light that much. That's prompted me to go for a phone with battery of at least 5000 mAh. So battery is very important when it comes to getting a phone, getting a device that will suit whatever I want to do. Maybe you're playing games, listening to music, making videos, and the rest of them. Battery is very important if you don't want to be cut short on the way. Okay, let's go. The headphone jack and the charging port. Now, how cool is it? How cool will it be for you to buy a phone and unfortunately your phone does not have a headphone jack? Oh, that will be very painful, and it's very important to go for a phone with a headphone jack. At least you can plug in your headphones, you can plug in your earphones, you can plug in it, as in connect your phone to an external speaker. Maybe there is no Bluetooth, a Bluetooth speaker, you can connect it and use your phone to play music as much as you want. But buying a phone without a headphone jack, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack especially, I don't think it will be okay. I don't think it's okay for you. I don't think it will be okay for you this period, especially. So the next thing I talked about the headphone jack and the um, charging port. Now the phone I'm using a phone with a Type C charging port. I don't know if you can see it. I don't. But the camera isn't really focused on my face. I'm using a phone with a Type C charging port, and that's cool for me because number one, I discovered that Type C charging ports are more secured than the micro USB charging ports. Why do I say so? When I was using my device that had this micro USB charging port, I discovered that I was either changing my charger or changing my charging port for one reason or the other because of damage. But since I bought this one with a Type C, it has been a different story altogether. You discover that you plug in your Type C and your phone is clipped into your charger, and that's very cool. So I advise you to go for a phone with a Type C charging port, a micro USB charging is still okay. It's still okay. Micro USB charger is still okay, but going for a phone with a Type C charging port is one of the best things you can do for your phone. A lot of them are as well fast charge enabled. Type C charging ports, I discovered that they charge more faster than the micro USB. If I'm wrong, you can as well drop it in the comment section below. Tell me what you think I said wrong. Nobody's right, nobody's 100% right, but I'm trying to say my mind here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to Pro J James for more videos. Please, you can as well check out my gaming videos. I'm a gamer too. Peace out, guys. Have a wonderful day.